Hey everybody, Jack here out in the tractor at the Mindful Homestead. It's the afternoon, the sun's going down. There's a light rain / snow going on. You can see there's snow behind me back there. We have a lot of runoff that runs onto our driveway during the winter, and even more so since we did this logging down here. So I'm out here digging a ditch, but I'm going to be editing the video you're about to watch later, and I just wanted to throw a couple things out there before we get into it. One, the video deals with butchering, which is always a controversial topic. Hopefully, since the animal in this video was dead by the time we got to it, and I'll explain more about that later, there's not going to be so much controversy about it, but there is the act of cutting meat up in this video. So if that sort of thing bothers you, if you don't like seeing an animal turn into food, one, why are you watching this? But two, maybe you shouldn't watch this video. Second thing, Black Friday sale is still on our website, www.mindfulhomestead.com. All soaps there are buy 5, get 1 free. So you can stock up on gifts for Black Friday and then get something for yourself for free. There is also free shipping on all orders over $50. There is still a bunch of stuff in stock. Some things have gone out of stock already, but if you head over there now, you'll still be able to get most of what you're looking for. I want to send a big thank you to everybody that's already shopped and placed orders on our site. Those are going out as quickly as we can get them out to you. But if you haven't already placed an order and you still want to, you better get over there and do that now. I will leave a link in the description down below. All right, let's get into this video. Enjoy. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Mindful Homestead. My name is Jack, and today, can I just bust in with the camera? You're cool with it? And today I've got some friends here who are going to show me a pretty cool skill to have if you're a homesteader, and an even cooler way to get meat. This is Liz and Sean. Liz is a butcher. Also a butcher?
No.
Learning?
I
butcher's
taught her
partner?
the first couple, and then she...
He's just some guy.
Some guy. So we got a couple people here. They're here. We're going to cut up this deer.
You could open it.
That's in the back. Oh, I guess
Yeah,
we could
go
go right in there.
It's the button, yeah.
We're going to cut up this lovely lady that has donated herself to the cause involuntarily by way of a car.
Yeah, well, that'll happen when you play in traffic.
So we're going to go over some cool butchering stuff today, and we're going to talk about some ways that if you're a small farmer homesteader and you're not really growing protein on your farm yet, that you can get some free meat for yourself. So this is Liz. I saw her on a New Hampshire deer hunting group advertising butchering services on Facebook. She cuts deer for people, but she came into the farm store that I work at, and I recognized her from the group, and then you...
I recognize you from the
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird, like we both recognized each other.
Flip the line fangirling over each other.
Yeah, no, it was totally weird. I was like, oh, that's super cool that she's cutting deer, and she's like, oh, super cool you're making videos. But we talked real quick, and she mentioned that she's been procuring meat, wild game, specifically deer, from a pretty interesting source that I knew existed, but I never really looked into it. So why don't you share kind of what you've been doing?
Yeah, so I'm on the roadkill list for a bunch of towns in southern New Hampshire. Between me and my friends, we cover probably the majority of southern New Hampshire, everywhere from Rindge to Hudson, and then some. So sometimes the cops will call us. So if you hit a deer with your truck, the cops will call me to come pick it up instead of having the DOT drag it off into the woods. So they'll call me and I'll load it up into my tiny little car and I'll take care of the rest from there. We get a salvage tag for it, and they don't call them salvage tags for nothing. That's for sure, because we're about to find out what kind of damage she has.
That's mine right there that she brought me for this deer.
We get a tag for it. If the cops call me about it, they will send my information to Fish and Game, and Fish and Game will send me the tag. But if it's a deer that I find just on my own in the wild when I'm driving around, I'll call Fish and Game. As long as I call within like a day, it's usually fine. If it's a weekend, I'll call state police and they'll have whatever CO is on duty call me back.
Come on out, yeah.
Yeah, and then, but if it's a weekday, I'll just call the lady at the desk. She knows me now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I do this all the time.
And you've now done about how many deer would you say, like this season alone, I guess?
I mean, for roadkill, I have, I think, a dozen tags on my fridge. It's to the point where the magnet doesn't even hold them anymore. So that's just for roadkill. But for other people, I lost count.
So you've now,
I don't know.
So 12 for you.
12 for me.
Yeah.
And then
That's
for
just
other people,
roadkill.
you've completely lost count.
I lost count.
I mentioned before, like, if you're a small farmer homesteader and you're looking to raise meat or bring meat into your farm and you want to get off the factory farm thing that you see in the grocery stores, call your local, I guess, police department would be the first step.
Yeah, it's the local police department and just ask to be put on the roadkill list. Most towns in New Hampshire have a roadkill list. Some of the towns don't have an official roadkill list, but some of the cops will have their own personal list in their pocket.
That they know, like, people they
Yeah,
can
they
call
know a
that'll
couple
take
people that
deer,
they call because they would rather see someone take it than have it just rot on the side of the road.
And it's not just deer, it's you're seeing other stuff too.
It's so we also got a moose.
Yep.
We got a roadkill moose from Jaffrey,
super cool.
Yep.
and that was so big that we couldn't even move it. We had to quarter it on the side of the road.
Wow.
So
How did people look at that when you were driving by? Did it slow down and be slow?
it definitely causes a scene.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, I cause a scene when I'm picking up deer sometimes.
Really?
So yeah, the moose is definitely an issue. But you can get tags for deer, bear, moose, and turkeys.
Wow.
Yep.
And are
Anything
you
need
seeing
tags
mostly
for.
in decent shape, mostly mangled? Like, is it a good mix of both?
I get everything across the spectrum.
Yep.
So
Depends on the road mostly.
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely, there's a couple of factors that go into it. So a larger deer is probably going to have less damage than a smaller one.
Yep.
Anywhere with a higher speed limit is going to have higher damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The pink mist.
Yep.
It's going to depend on exactly what part of their body gets hit. So if it's a deer, like I picked one up one time that had a broken pelvis.
Yep.
So if they crack something in the pelvis and like that femoral artery gets cut, they're
Yep.
going to bleed out pretty quickly.
Yep.
But everything else is going to be fine. Sometimes they'll get hit in the chest and they'll get a broken rib that'll slice open something important.
Something that.
So you'll get a broken rib that pops something.
The same stuff I'm aiming at when I'm out with my bow.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It'll do the same
exactly. A
damage.
broken rib will do that. Sometimes they'll get clipped in the face.
Yep.
And so you'll get 100% yield from the body.
And then you're just dealing with like a head injury.
And then you're just dealing with a head injury. I picked one up that had like the jawbone was just like a bag of Legos is what it
Wow.
felt like. So, and then you roll all those dice together.
Yep. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Sometimes they're paunched, so you don't even gut them. You just
Yeah.
take the legs.
Yeah,
Off you go.
gutless quarter. So I've picked up everything all across the spectrum.
Yep.
If they're in good shape, like this one's in pretty good shape, then we'll butcher them and I'll either distribute the meat or we'll keep it. And then if they're in rough shape, like a small deer from a high speed limit area, well, it just end up as dog food. But that's fine because dog food's expensive, so I'll take
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
But that's why they call them salvage tags, right?
Yeah.
So
You never know what you're getting. You're
you
gonna
never
sell
know
what you can put together out of it.
Yeah. So this one came from a low speed limit area, which is what we like to hear.
Yep.
And the cops called me about an hour after she got hit. So she's still wiggly, you know?
Yeah.
The things that I look for when I pick up roadkill are I look to see if if they haven't gone into rigor yet. So if they're still wiggly, I check for the level of bloat because bloat's going to happen fast. Stomach enzymes keep working, but the gas has nowhere to go. So on a warm day, it's going to happen a lot faster than a cold day like today.
Yep.
And then I also look at the eyes because if they're really fresh, the eyes will still be like clear glass
You can
marbles.
still see 'em, yeah.
But if they've been there for a while, then they're going to get cloudy and they're going to have that deflated like fish market look. So we look at all those things together and then we consider, where it got hit, what like the specific injuries are, the speed limit of the area, all those things, and then we make our best judgments. Sometimes, like you said, we don't even open them up. We just gutless quarter and move on. Yeah. Sometimes we won't even, I picked one up recently that was gut busted in the lower intestine, so I just left the hams and I took back straps, front shoulders, neck, and brisket.
Yep.
And
take what you can.
Take what you can, call it a day.
Yep. Feed the coyotes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to try to show me how to cut this thing up.
We're going to try.
My butchering skills, I'm okay. I know how to do the heads of pigs. I've done some other stuff here and there, but my butchering skills are not great. So when she said she had a deer, and I think I said, would you be open to teaching me how to do it, or showing me at least? And she said, actually, we want to come see the farm. So we just said, hey, let's make a day of it. So they came up. We're gonna first step first. We get this thing skinned, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Take his clothes off.
Okay, take his clothes off. G-rated channel. PG-13.
The tarsal gland.
Oh,
so I usually
don't want to go there.
I usually come way under that anyway, and then some people will hang them for enticing other bucks in. And
Yeah, people complain that their meat tastes gamey because they ran their knife through the middle of the tarsal.
Yeah, and then wondered why.
And they're like, why does my meat taste good?
Yep.
I'm like, because you ran your knife through the middle of the tarsal and you didn't clean your knife.
Yep.
You're good.
It would be super hard to show you how to butcher an entire deer in just a 15-minute video, but Liz left a bunch of tiny little morsels of information around throughout the recordings, so I'll try to include as many of those as possible.
I try not to put my knife anywhere that I can't put my finger through.
Yep.
So when I get to the point where like there I can see through it, that's when I feel like it's okay to put your knife in.
Then you're just cutting the skin.
And then
you follow the right up.
and there it starts to go down. So anything you do with the knife really is just helping it. You shouldn't actually be cutting anything. Maybe through this like thick fat, but you're just helping it
For the most part,
separate.
you're just splitting the silver skin and getting it off the rest of it.
Yeah.
That's a big chunk of fat right there. She really said. Yeah, it's the belly thing.
Well, that's the thing, right? Those guys that are winning awards for speed, they're leaving a lot.
They're leaving a lot on the bone.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah, they're leaving a lot.
What really blew me away throughout this whole process was Liz's attention to detail. She never took shortcuts that left meat behind. For her, it's all about maximizing the yield from the animal.
Yeah, I start bottom up. So you can't really get to the back strap until you get the arms off because there's a little bit of shoulder and neck meat that's in the way. So normally the way I do it is shoulders, and then I'll get the neck and brisket meat, just get all that out of the way. I'll clean up the rib cage, and then I'll do back straps, and then I'll do the hands.
For the most part, all the meat's separated by a small piece of silver skin. And you're just following that along with your knife.
You're just following natural
And
seams.
that's where all the different cuts are and everything. So when we get into the legs more, you'll see it way better.
Yeah. Well, whether you did a great job or a bad job, you've butchered it, so
Still gonna eat it.
I'm not worried about it. Yeah. So up here, the vertebrae get a little funky. They have like an extra, there's like more textured than they are down here.
Yep.
So I like to start at the bottom and then work my way up because it's a little bit easier to work around. Like you can even see those nubs, those extra nubs. So it's a little bit easier. If you've ever boned out a rabbit, then you know
the same,
Yeah, it's sort of the same situation, but they don't have that like extra texture like after about down here. So I like to start at the bottom and then work my way up.
It doesn't stay on.
It's fine.
Oh, you can almost like pull it out.
Yeah, but you want to be careful not to shred it.
Really?
It's not that bad.
I'm ready to go fire up the little heater and just put my hand in front of it. Not so bad, it's freezing. What's your cooler at?
38.
About what it is right now.
Yeah, but this is so much colder. It's not gonna heat right out.
My buddy owns Parker's Charters out of Newbury.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, we go on a boat now when we go.
Yep. So it'll be, you can only take like 4 people on it, but. Is that where I'm supposed to cut?
Yeah, you're so close.
Hooray.
Look at that.
Pretty good, not terrible. I left a little over here.
Well,
It's all
that's,
good.
we can
But,
fix that.
yeah.
We can get it.
Just throw it in the ground. I didn't shoot a ton of footage once we got the deer broken down into primals, mostly because I wanted to make the most of my time with Liz and John. Watching someone with way more knife time than you work is really cool. It forces you to think about how you do things and shows you all the areas that you can improve in. If you're new to the homesteading world, linking up with a butcher or experienced home processor who will show you the ropes can provide valuable experience. And if you get yourself on the roadkill list at your local police station, you'll be able to put that knowledge to work more often, and maybe even fill your freezer for free while doing it. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you're having a great day. Bye.